I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Oh, you want to twist the rope?
Yeah, you want to touch my hat? Like, I don't know. That it's just the weirdest thing, but it always happens to me, and I always have to just pretend that I don't always spend my time.
Rachel Zegler's Hollywood dream is starting to fade. Her Y2K-inspired red carpet look missed the mark, crashing harder than a failed fashion comeback. Meanwhile, her fiery, outspoken comments keep sparking controversy online, but not in a good way. With fans growing tired and insiders murmuring about industry fatigue, could Tinseltown be ready to turn its back on its former golden star?
Save for the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love, dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave.
In 2019, Rachel Zegler was plucked from thousands of hopefuls after responding to an open casting call for West Side Story, directed by the legendary Steven Spielberg. A complete unknown at the time, she landed the coveted role of Maria, instantly becoming the talk of Hollywood. Critics praised her emotional depth and stunning vocals, hailing her as a future Oscar contender. Her performance earned her a Golden Globe for Best Actress, making her the youngest winner in the category. With major studios lining up to work with her, it seemed like the start of a long and dazzling career. But as time went on, her off-screen presence began to overshadow her undeniable talent. What once looked like a path to superstardom started to crack as controversy chipped away at her public persona.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
Rachel Zegler's social media presence has been just as defining as her acting career. With a platform built on authenticity and advocacy, she frequently speaks out on political and social issues, from feminism and racial equality to climate change. While some fans praise her for using her influence to push important conversations, others see her activism as performative, more about aligning with Hollywood's progressive image than genuine passion. The criticism hit a peak when old tweets resurfaced, exposing contradictions that led to accusations of hypocrisy. While her public support for certain causes is admired by some, skeptics argue it feels shallow, as if she's chasing media approval. In an era where celebrities are expected to be politically engaged, Zegler's approach seems to have stirred more backlash than support, raising questions about authenticity in the digital age. But being outspoken in Hollywood is nothing new, so why has her stance sparked such a polarizing reaction?
Found no love at the box office. Received with terrible word of mouth. It grossed just $2.1 million on the 3-day opening weekend, over 2,100 theaters, including previews. And you can see the audiences that did see it.
Rachel Zegler's casting as Snow White should have been a career milestone, but her comments about the classic Disney film quickly turned it into a PR nightmare. During a promotional interview, she called the 1937 animated Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs outdated and weird, criticizing it for lacking a strong, independent female lead. While she may have intended to reframe the story for modern audiences, her remarks struck a nerve with Disney's devoted fan base. Many felt she disrespected a beloved classic, igniting a social media firestorm. Hashtags like #NotMySnowWhite trended, and online petitions demanded her removal from the project. Critics accuse her of disregarding the film's cultural significance and dismissing its place in cinematic history. What was meant to modernize the character instead fueled backlash, tarnishing her image among Disney's core audience. And this wasn't the first time her words had landed her in hot water.
I needed a job. I'm being so serious. I mean, a lot of people keep asking me, hi, Adam. My agent's over there. Hi, Ken, my lawyer. My entire family is here. Hi, everybody.
Dressed in a metallic corset top, baggy cargo pants, and chunky heels, Rachel Zegler aimed for an edgy throwback to early 2000s fashion. Instead, the look flopped, with critics and fans alike calling it uninspired, a failed attempt at blending nostalgia with high fashion. Social media erupted with memes, comparing her outfit to discount clothing catalogs from the early 2000s, while even fashion insiders questioned how such a poorly styled ensemble made it to the red carpet in an era where celebrity styling teams are the norm. Though some fans defended the bold choice, the overwhelming consensus was that it missed the mark, adding another dent to her already fragile public image. Hollywood may forgive fashion missteps, but what followed was even harder to ignore.
Rachel Zegler's Y2K bombs at the box office following Snow White Backlash. And I think bombing is the appropriate term for this.
Rumors are swirling that Rachel Zegler's once promising Hollywood career may be hitting a rough patch. Industry insiders reportedly see her growing list of controversies as a liability rather than an asset. Whispers of bad PR and being difficult to manage have surfaced, fueling speculation that studios might be reconsidering her for high-profile projects. Some reports suggest casting directors are wary of her polarizing social media presence, fearing it could overshadow upcoming films. While no official statements have been made, insiders hint that Zegler has already lost out on at least one major role due to concerns about her public image. In an industry driven by marketability and fan appeal, even a rising star can stumble if they become more of a headline risk than a box office draw. And it's not just studios taking note. Her relationships with co-stars haven't always been smooth either. Reports of behind-the-scenes friction surfaced during the filming of Shazam! Fury of the Gods, with insiders claiming tensions arose due to her strong opinions and tendency to dominate conversations during press tours. Some cast members allegedly found her difficult to work with, describing her as overly intense and too focused on controlling the narrative during promotions. A similar pattern reportedly emerged during West Side Story, where whispers of creative disagreements with production members added to the perception that her outspoken nature extends beyond social media. While being opinionated isn't unusual in Hollywood, some insiders believe her approach can come off as self-serving rather than collaborative, creating friction among her peers. Beyond industry tensions, her relationship with fans has been equally rocky. Once praised for her activism, Zegler's outspoken political and social views have increasingly drawn backlash. Controversies like her Snow White remarks and politically charged tweets alienated many, with critics accusing her of being preachy, performative, and out of touch. Social media campaigns calling for boycotts of her upcoming films have gained traction, with hashtags like #BoycottSnowWhite and #NotMySnowWhite dominating online discussions. Some argue she uses activism as a branding tool rather than a genuine passion, intensifying the negativity surrounding her. Though she still has die-hard supporters, the broader public appears less forgiving. Online petitions even demand her replacement in future projects. In a fiercely competitive industry, alienating the very fan base that built her stardom could prove costly. Hollywood may be willing to overlook missteps, but only if audiences are still willing to watch.
She made them before she became one of the most despised people in the entertainment.
Rachel Zegler's recent films have struggled to attract audiences, raising concerns about her box office appeal. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, where she played Anthea, fell short of expectations, grossing just $133 million globally against a $125 million budget. A financial disappointment for Warner Brothers. Critics dismissed the film as uninspired, noting that its lack of star power and weak marketing buzz only added to its struggles. Similarly, despite critical acclaim and Zegler's Golden Globe win, West Side Story underperformed at the box office, earning just $76 million worldwide against its $100 million budget. Industry insiders blamed its lack of appeal to younger audiences and the limited global interest in musicals. With back-to-back commercial disappointments, questions are swirling about whether Zegler can truly anchor a major film or if studios are beginning to lose faith in her star power. While the public reaction has been harsh, the media scrutiny has been even more intense.
This apology video that just dropped on, out of nowhere, all right? This thing was cobbled together from other videos that she made at some other point in time. This wasn't her actual talking about, I'm really talking about this, that.
Rachel Zegler's relationship with the media has undergone a dramatic shift. When West Side Story premiered, she was hailed as Hollywood's next big star, earning glowing profiles and award season buzz. But as controversies mounted, the media narrative turned sharply against her. Entertainment outlets began publishing think pieces questioning her career choices, social media presence, and public persona. Headlines like "From Rising Star to PR Risk" and "Is Rachel Zegler Hollywood's Next Cautionary Tale" started appearing in major publications. Journalists criticized her for alienating fans and mishandling press opportunities, framing her as a talented yet overly vocal celebrity. Once praised for her authenticity, she's now being used as a cautionary example of how quickly public favor can shift in the social media age. With growing scrutiny, speculation is mounting about how much damage control her team can manage moving forward. But perhaps no controversy has hurt her more than her troubles with Disney. Snow White was meant to solidify Zegler's status as a leading star, but ongoing backlash has cast a shadow over the film's future. Industry insiders speculate that Disney may be rethinking its marketing strategy, or worse, its commitment to Zegler herself. Following her dismissive comments about the original Snow White, fans accuse her of disrespecting the beloved classic. In response, Disney's promotional campaigns have noticeably downplayed her involvement, shifting focus to the film's visuals and supporting cast. Rumors even suggest the studio delayed key marketing pushes to distance itself from the controversy. Given Disney's family-friendly brand, being attached to polarizing headlines is a risky move. While the film remains on the release schedule, Zegler's future with the Disney empire seems uncertain, especially if public opinion continues to turn against her. Even in Hollywood, public figures can survive controversy, but only if they find a way to repair their image before the industry moves on. Facing mounting backlash, Rachel Zegler has made noticeable efforts to reshape her public image. Recent interviews present a more measured, reflective version of the actress, seemingly aware of past missteps. She has also toned down her social media presence, reducing politically charged posts in favor of more personal, lighthearted content. Industry watchers believe this shift is part of a carefully managed PR strategy aimed at repairing her reputation. However, skeptics argue that the timing, coinciding with Disney's increasing silence around Snow White, makes the change feel more calculated than genuine. PR experts suggest that while damage control can help, rebuilding trust with fans and industry insiders takes more than a few strategic interviews. Whether these efforts will work remains uncertain, especially when public perception shifts as quickly as it forms. Meanwhile, Hollywood's relentless demand for fresh faces may already be opening doors for rising stars eager to claim the spotlight. Actresses like Jenna Ortega, who skyrocketed to fame with Wednesday, have become household names with less controversy attached. Similarly, Anya Taylor-Joy, known for The Queen's Gambit and The Menu, continues to dominate prestige projects while maintaining a clean public image. Even Florence Pugh, celebrated for her roles in Little Women and Oppenheimer, has emerged as a critically adored star, balancing commercial hits with indie credibility. These actresses bring a mix of talent, popularity, and minimal scandal, qualities studios prioritize when making casting decisions. Unless Zegler can repair her public persona and reclaim industry trust, she risks being overshadowed by these rising powerhouses. So, where does Rachel Zegler go from here? Her undeniable talent and past accolades suggest she has the potential to make a strong comeback if she plays her cards right. Stars like Robert Downey Jr. and Kristen Stewart faced intense public criticism early in their careers, but turned things around with well-chosen roles and a redefined public image. On the flip side, actors like Lindsay Lohan struggled to escape the shadows of their controversies despite similar early promise. Zegler's future will depend on whether she can shed the difficult label and rebuild trust with both fans and industry insiders. A breakout performance in a critically acclaimed film or a well-received streaming project could reignite her career. Hollywood is known for second chances, but only if the audience is willing to watch the redemption story unfold.